Hello, and welcome to another episode of Blunders and Bothwellians. This is the Wounded Witch edition and the Tuesday party known as Carnal Eclipse. For reasons if you don't know already, well, go back and listen to the other 51 episodes and I'm sure it will become apparent. Name they chose themselves, coincidentally. So, welcome. This is episode 52. We are over, 50 episodes into this madness. Absolutely insane. But, so far, loving it. So, welcome guys. These amazing adventurers are currently in a place called World's Edge, a crazy island of mystery that many people have tried to reach before, but many people have failed to do so. And they have washed up here and are exploring and discovering many things. So far they haven't encountered many creatures. They've seen lots of eyes watching them. They have heard lots of movement and whispering, but nothing has come out to them yet. Until they came across a clearing and they discovered a girl. The Theratas recognised her, but has yet to tell everyone else how he recognised her. However, upon further investigation, Hannibal discovered the girl had no soul. And as such, Hannibal is now absolutely fascinated by the girl, calling herself Islia. They have decided to take her with them, and the Theratas has sworn to protect her. Helm has taken notice of this. And upon Varric's insistence, they headed up to the mountains, which appear to be snow-clad, but are in fact covered in snow-like marshmallows. Once they got there, they started eating them, frolicking about and having a larky good time, and they melted some of them into s'mores and various different things. While they were up there, Arissa had a look to see if she could see any more dust pointing them towards where the next shard may be that they seek, and they discovered that there is a lot of dust around a shipwreck that is currently on a beach, which is on the opposite side of the island to where they washed up. They'll have to go down the other side of the mountain, through the forest, and towards the beach. And who knows what will happen as they do so. So, welcome back to World's Edge and the Tuesday party, and we shall see what they get up to.
I was getting sick of Lilo and Stitch and I didn't want to get sick of Lilo and Stitch.
Hello.
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 I love it. I did the introduction and I come back just, I hate Lilo and Stitch. I'm so sick of Lilo and Stitch. Like, okay, alright, calm down.
No, I'm not. I'm saying I was getting sick of Lilo. Now I'm just sick of Frozen and it's coming back and I'm like, no!
Oh, Frozen. Yeah, don't talk to this DM about Frozen.
That trailer looks good, which is pissing me off even more.
The DM has no time for Frozen. I'm sure it's great, it's just that stupid song got stuck in everyone's head for ages and I can never forgive them for that.
No, every single singer made the parody. Every single singer in the universe. Children, adults, old people, rappers, country music.
Yeah, exactly. It was just too much for me. I'm a bitter creature and I don't need it. I tell you. But anyway, so yes, welcome guys. You are making your way down the mountain and towards the forest on the opposite side of the island to where you washed up, heading towards a beach with a shipwreck on it that Arissa says is surrounded in dust. Varric, you are currently being held hovering in the air by Hannibal so that you cannot reach down and get any more of the snow marshmallow because you are already hyper. And I will say, because a few people are off sick, Redu and Ragnar will be on the carpet, and Arissa can be on the steed, on mount. Cool. So Arissa can be on the Theratas' mount for the ease of, the ease of this whole thing, really. So you make your way down the other side of the mountain, and as you do so, I will need you all to please make me a dexterity check because it is slippery with marshmallow snow.
Is that even the floating Varric?
No.
I'll just be singing like lines of different songs throughout each other because I keep getting distracted by a new song.
Was that a dex check or a dex save?
Just a check. You haven't fallen yet.
Oh, and pointing out random shit, going like, hey, it's more snow. Marshmallows. We need more marshmallows.
Ah! No. Where's the freaking
Well mathed, Hannibal.
Thank you. I'm very proud of it. I use the calculator and everything.
Oh, I see. It was a 16 that you rolled and not just a gif of a 16. I getcha. Alright, so you will do fairly well on this. You will start moving down the mountain, taking great care not to stand too much on this very slippery snow/marshmallowy substance that is sticky but also quite slippery to stand on. And you start heading down towards the rockier part, and just as you reach the very edge of the snow, because she rolled a 7, Eastlia loses her footing ever so slightly, and she slides down about 10-20 feet ahead of you, and starts rushing down, sort of sliding on her back down towards more of these rocks at the foot of this mountain base.
Can I chase after her and try to catch her?
Well, you could, except that Hannibal's holding you floating in the air.
Yep.
I'm gonna glare at Hannah and say, "Let me go. I need to help her."
She can help herself.
Let me go now.
So Vitharatus is going to also chase down her.
See, he's chasing after her. She's fine.
Let me go now.
No.
Meanwhile, Vitharatas, how would you like to go help?
He'll just... Frankly, he's actually not one for thinking, so he's just going to launch himself down after a, sliding and attempting to control the slide.
Okay, are you going to slide down, on your shield or on your butt?
He's just going to go on his butt. He's not going to use the shield as a toboggan. Not after he had, long talk with it.
Oh, that's my favourite.
I cast the cantrip poison spray at Hannah.
She just blinks this and stares at you really? I think that's going to work on me.
Yep.
She has a point, Varric. She has a point.
Specifically for 2d12 damage, right?
You can do your damage,
Hannibal is
Varric.
just going to follow them, and she's gonna just float with him,
Okay.
all read.
Varric, you can roll your damage, but Hannibal, you only take half of this.
16.
Okay, so
So 8.
Hannibal, you take 8. It's literally just someone's dripped some kind of warm coffee on your face, but it's okay.
Can I cast it every 6 seconds? It's a cantrip.
Uh-huh.
Ah, Varric. Sure. Meanwhile, Vitharatas has gone sliding down ahead of you. Vitharatas, can you do me a strength check to try and grab onto Eastlia before she slides down over this crevice?
Let me just check something. He's going to use his Pantalaimon ability
Okay.
for a roll on that one, because God, that was fucking terrible.
Okay.
Not much better.
Meanwhile,
That was
Varric
improvement.
is casting the poison spray and apparently shouting, "Let me help her too!" and then casting it again.
So that's an 11.
11! Okay. I will do her too. Okay. You two are both now caught at the very edge of a sort of a rocky crevice that's sticking out, jutting out over the edge of the mountain. If you slip off over the edge of it, you will land on the mountain, but there's a good 30 feet drop before you get to the next section. So you're both now sort of hanging onto this, sort of you've both got your elbows hooked over it. So she's holding onto your arm and you're holding onto her shoulder, sort of hanging there like shit.
Hannibal just float to them and just stare at them. Is that allowed?
Vitharatus is going to shoot one cranky glare up, but then be turning to look at Elysia and basically saying, "Grab onto me."
She grabs you round the waist.
He's going to try and pull himself and her back up.
Alrighty, do a strength check for me.
That's better. That'll be not nat 20.
Okay, for that, yeah. So, you heave yourself and her. She's not particularly heavy, but she has a grown-up. She's a 18-year-old, 19, 20-year-old woman. But you do manage to pull yourself up over the edge, and you sort of pull her around you, and then sort of throw her above you, so that if she slides, she'll clang into you before she goes back down the other side. And you sort of both lie there looking up. And you sort of catch yourself looking down at this quite large drop that you could have just fallen down God damn.
See, I told you they would save themselves.
I cast poison spray.
Roll your damage, Varric.
24.
Alright, Hannibal, you take 12 after that. Vitheritas, Aesir will sort of kneel up and offer you a hand to try and sort of help you to stand up too.
He grins at her and takes her hand.
And she'll give you a quick hug.
Aww, relationship with the psychopath, yay.
Was that out loud?
Was that what Hannibal?
Yeah, she can. Yes, I think it was something Hannibal would say. Yes.
Okay.
The therapist is just going to look slowly across at Hannah and go.
And go what? Sorry, you got cut off.
He's going to turn around and look at Hannah and go, "Are you calling me a psychopath?"
Wait, is Bertie the one looking?
Yeah, Bertie's
Okay.
looking at Hannibal.
Well, I would call you that, but your god would be annoying, so no, I'm not. That's not for you.
I'd be careful with your choice of words.
Really, no.
Can I cast poison spray now that she's not paying attention to me?
Sure, Varric.
10.
Alright, Hannah, you take 5 points of poison spray to your ear.
She slowly turns to glare at Varric.
You know I can keep doing this, right?
Yes, and I can keep you up. If you wish to stay there for the rest of the day, I'd recommend you stop doing that.
Wait, so if I wish to stay
Sorry,
here...
English is hard, okay? You know what I meant.
Sorry, Varric is annoying. That was Varric actually pointing that out. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. Varric will be very tempted to cast it again, actually.
Annabelle will slowly raise him higher as a warning.
Shit, how high am I?
Well, you can't go higher than 10 feet because you'll just slam into that barrier, but she could slam you into it and it would hurt.
Don't give her ideas.
I'm going to go with, even if the player didn't, Hannibal herself probably already had that idea. Also, the Theritas, you get a quick kiss on the cheek from Eastlia, who says thank you.
He's surprised by that, but goes, "Not a problem. Can't have anyone sliding off a drop like that." And he's just going to glance down at it again.
Can we see anything?
Rosie,
Yes.
can I pull out some marshmallow from one of my pockets
Sure.
and eat it?
Sure you can.
Can we see anything down the edge? Is it just fog?
You can see the sort of sparkling mist that hangs low over the island, and then you can see further down this side of the mountain. It looks fairly similar to the other side. Lots of crevices and rocks, sort of a path if you wind your way down, and then more forest at the bottom. Eastlia takes your cheek, Vitheritas, and deliberately turns you away from it and says, "Maybe we shouldn't look down there."
Hannibal,
Yes?
could you let me go so that I can explore down there quickly to see what's going on there?
Oh, so who wants to go down there?
Well, just to check what's going on there. I mean,
Okay, well, she would if she was suddenly distracted, so we need that distraction. I can just let you go.
Hmm?
We need a distraction. She wouldn't just let you go for no reason.
there's no reason. It's Varric actually proposing a plan.
Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me.
No, this is in character Varric asking you, like the in
He
character.
doesn't normally ask Hannibal things, so I was confused.
No, but he's asking in a very, very nice voice, and he's also hiding the piece of marshmallow that he just bit from.
Don't think I didn't see you take that, young man.
Okay. And he visibly puts it away in the pocket that it came from.
Also, the pepper spray. She puts out a hand and just give it.
I don't actually have pepper spray. It's a spell.
I know what it is.
Magic.
Give me the pepper spray.
It's literally a cantrip. I can't actually give you anything.
God damn my life. Okay, she just throws you at the ground. You know how.
Can I superhero landing it?
You can
Do
try.
me an athletics check. Oh, no, do an acrobatics check.
22.
Alright, you managed to superhero landing it. Slight wobble, but you manage it. It's pretty cool, pretty effective.
Yes. And then I just drop off the cliff backwards. I give a little wave and I drop off.
Alrighty. Are you gonna fly down?
Well, free fall for the first part and then fly back up.
Okay. And do you want to be looking at things while you're down there, or are you just going to fly and cause a scene?
The plan is to, see if there's anything that catches my eye.
Okay. Do a perception check. While you are presumably backflipping upside down in the air.
Oh yeah, obviously he's gonna make a show out of it. I mean, he's still trying to impress a new person in the group. 27 perception.
Okay. You can see. You sort of drop, and as you sort of do a spin, you come up level with the trees again. As you sort of you skim further down the mountain, you're making your way down it now as a group. You're not too far off reaching the ground again. You come up tree level, and you can see through the trees again. You can make out loads and loads of eyes watching you, all different colours. There's little sort of amber orange ones, bright white ones, blue ones, grey ones, and they're all different sizes. You can see clusters of them, some of them up high in what looks like nests in the trees peeping out at you, some of them taller and larger, and they seem to be peering out from around the trees, and you hear again that sort of... You hear all the whispering coming from the trees, and some of the eyes blink. When they see you looking, some of the eyes disappear.
I give him a little wave. Hello, eyes.
You hear a very tiny and then
Don't be
several more
scared, it's just me.
and several more eyes like disappear.
Don't be scared, it's just me. I say that in Sylvan.
You don't get a response.
I repeat it in Elvish.
You still don't get a response.
Barry's just standing there yelling the same sentence in all the languages that he knows, but really, really quickly.
I'm also bouncing a bit through the air.
Well, smelling very, very sweet.
Yep. I'm gonna do another looping and then I'll fly back up to the group.
Okay.
Hello, everybody! And I'll skip along them and like in circles around them and such. So, shall we continue on our journey? What were we looking for again?
Vitheritus will just look at the drop, look at Varric and go, we don't have your wings, so we might need to find a way around for those legs.
But there was a squirrel there! And, oh, so many eyes. They were pink and cute and they made a noise and I said hi to them in several languages and they ignored me and I'm sad. But there was a squirrel as well. And ooh, marshmallow. And I grab a bunch of marshmallow from the ground before we before I turn back to the group.
You see, like, the Theratus, like, mid-face palm.
Hey, Verti, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, this is you right now. Okay, this is you.
Yep.
Doug the dog gifts. All the Doug the dog gifts. So, anybody who has a decent survival, can you roll me a survival check?
Yeah.
Yay, it's my spellcasting
I love it. Most of the party
I
can
have
do.
be a survival. Does that count as good?
Oh, I rolled 18.
Hannibal, you won't need to know.
Okay.
Alrighty. Oh, bloody hell, alright. God, guys, maybe good rolls for later, man. Alright.
I love the fact that the Paladin and the Rogue did better than the freaking Ranger at survival.
He's very distracted.
I saw another squirrel.
I love the squirrels.
Okay. So, Apricity and Verti, you guys spot a path. It's not a path that's been marked out by a trail, but it is a way down. You spot some flatter, less steep patches of rock. You see some overhangs that could also double up as a place that you can have a grip on as you're walking down another bit. And you see it's sort of like a snaking formation pattern. You find a way you could get down, and you point this out to everybody else. And Islia takes the pocket marshmallow from you, Varric.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
I just felt very...
I'm not actually allowed to say.
Yep.
I'm not actually allowed to say that. That's copyrighted by someone else.
That's true. So yeah, you guys spot the path, and with the help of Atheritas and Apricity, you guys manage to navigate your way down. Narvigne has hopped onto the carpet and is sort of sat with Ragnar and Redo. Arissa sort of takes the reins of your mount and steers it down. She's quite good with her animal handling and so far is doing quite fine. I love it, Varric. Oh, a twig! Oh, cool, it's another twig! And Varric continues in this vein as you head on down.
Giving all the
It's on point. It's definitely what Varric's doing. Apricity pointing out how to go Vetheritas as well. Vetheritas, Islia will ask if she can hang on to you as she's walking down the last bit.
The Theratus will do the gentlemanly thing and help her.
The DM will remember this. Okay.
He's a paladin, he's being gentlemanly.
Okay, so you all make it down the mountain. You are now at the foot of another section of forest. There is... I found sand! I love it. You guys can see the trees. Troy, must you make noises? And smells, honestly. Sorry, dog making noises and smells. So, you guys... I'm sending you a picture. There you go. You guys... Again, you're at tree level now. You're at the
I'm sorry,
ground
you
level.
what? I can't hear anything.
I can hear you.
Can you?
Oh, it's gone yellow.
Yeah.
There we go. We've got everyone back. Hello!
Hello.
Yay.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. It's alright. I think everyone just got a red disconnecting. I love Discord sometimes. It's so fun.
Hey, it's still better than Skype.
It's very true. It's very true. We love Discord. Please never go away. So, you didn't miss much. I was working out my English language. So you guys are at ground level. The trees, once again, are rising up above you. Varric, if you hover, you will notice again there is the dunk 10-foot sort of barrier, which means you can't go up to complete tree level because most of them are 20-30 foot high.
Oh.
They're all
I'll
beautiful
say that.
shades of
There's
colours
the
though.
potato again.
Yep. Varric. Barrier still, yeah. So yeah, the trees are all beautiful, different colours again. They're all decorated with tiny little lights that you think might be from some sort of pixies or sprites. Varric, you would think this, and Apricity as well, having seen things like that before. The trees are all beautiful, different colours. The grass, almost as it ripples as you walk past, the grass almost seems to change colours from lilacs to teals to lavenders to golds. And everything is just embossed with a huge, beautiful, misty light. And can everybody do me a perception check as you're walking through here, please?
Ooh. That's a 19 plus 9. A lot.
Yeah, that will be a 12.
Alrighty. I will say, Theritas, you are a little distracted by helping Islia to carry on walking. And, you know, there's a pretty lady on your arm. You can be distracted, right? Meanwhile, Apricity and Varric and Hannibal, you guys can hear... Well, Theritas, you can hear the whispering as well. You just don't notice all the eyes that are looking at you. The rest of you do, however. You notice, again, little clusters of eyes. Seems like creatures who are just out of focus, but their eyes shine bright. And you can see little clusters of them hanging on distant trees, some of them seeming in bushes further away. None of them particularly close to you, but a lot of them staring, and you can hear the whispers, 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 whispers of different voices as well as you're going through. Apricity and Apricity, Varric and Hannibal, you will notice a set of larger pink eyes. Apricity, you recognise them as the same pink eyes you had seen before, and again, they're about humanoid height, 5 foot something. And they seem to be coming from within one of the tree trunks that's close to you. They're probably about 20 feet away. They're the closest of all of the eyes that you can see so far, and it's definitely the same ones.
Oh, hello. I give him a little wave. An excited little wave.
Theritas is going to look across at Varric and then look at the general direction of where he's waving at.
The Theritas, you look across, you see where he's waving, and you also see these pink eyes looking at you.
I was terrified that he wouldn't see them again.
How do we pronounce the girl's name again? Sorry.
Islia.
Islia, cool. Islia. She's going to point to the eyes that Apricity can see. Undergrowth. Do you know these things that seem to be following us?
No. I've seen a lot of staring eyes and heard lots of voices, but I've never actually met anyone or anything from around here. I felt quite on my own.
Aww. Luckily you're not alone anymore. We found you and we're saving you.
He smiles.
Hi there, creature friend. You can come out. We won't hurt you. She's going to take a step forwards towards the pink eye.
Okay. The pink eyes blink once and disappear, reappearing in another tree trunk that's about 30 feet away from you.
Apricity will walk towards the pink eyes and slowly creep in as if to not look threatening at all.
Alright.
Just like slowly walk.
Okay. As you move towards the pink eyes, you guys all hear a voice. And it's coming from above you. Hi!
Hello. I give him a little wave.
Annabelle just stares.
The therapist is going to look, but also put himself roughly between whatever it is and Easilia.
Okay. You look up, and on a large tree branch, almost directly above you, you can see a humanoid fey creature. Long pointed ears and a strange sort of striped cloak robe and a mass of sort of blue and green hair. Looks really dirty. Looks like he's been playing in the mud and the dirt. He's got sort of soil all over his clothes, on his chin, on his hands, up to his elbows. He's sitting in a rather cocky position with one leg up on the tree branch, the other one hanging down.
Fijn.
And I'm just
Wat fijn dat ze voor hem op zoek.
Turn Varric down a little bit.
Okay.
Alright, I'll turn him back up again now that he has noticed. So yeah. He sorry, I didn't realise you were hearing that. So yeah, he's got like a sort of black and white stripy robe and cloak around him, crazy hair, dirty, bare feet, with like quite long dirty toenails, one of them propped up on the branch, and he waves at you in a sort of a slightly cocky way. Hi!
Hi. Just need to step back towards the group again.
And I will put a picture up for you guys in here as well. He leans down towards you all off the branch and he says, I wouldn't bother! They won't talk to you!
Gorgeous. Oh, yeah, thank you for that. And who might you be?
Well! And he jumps down and lands. And Varric, you're slightly annoyed that he lands in a slightly better superhero landing than you had. His toe sort of skid through the dirt, and he straightens up ahead of you, sort of bounces to his feet.
Beetlejuice.
Yes. Yes.
Oi!
Hi, Varric!
Hello.
You've just seen a guy who is very dirty with long, dirty feet, dirty hands, crazy hair, and a snazzy, like, black and white robe jump out of the tree and do a better superhero landing than you. He lands in front of you, and he says, Hi!
Why do you have to do a better superhero landing? And then his like Doug the dog instinct remembers that there's a new thing. Hey, I'm Varric. Who are you?
He reaches out a hand, kind of long pointed fingernails, lots of dirt underneath them. You see his pointy fey ears sort of wiggle a bit to shake your hand, Varric.
Can Annabelle quickly pull Varric back before he can just shake hands with this creature?
I'm gonna extend my hand to like shake his hand, but
Can I make him float again, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can do.
Okay, that's what she shall do, and pull him away.
Okay.
wait, I just wanted to shake his hand and introduce myself.
You don't know what it is. You already have a contract with me. I don't want any other buggers having your soul.
Well, you're too late then.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to take his soul. And he'll turn to the rest of you. And he'll sort of like throw a look at you, Vitheritas. Ah, Paladin, cool. You're a good guy. I'm CockroachSquash. Nice to meet ya.
Oh god, that voice. Like I'm in high school again, Jesus.
Hello, Mr. Squash.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Wow, you're small.
Sorry?
He says, wow, you're small.
Oh, I'm quite tall for my family, actually, but, thanks for pointing that out. We've travelled here, on holiday, perhaps. Do you live here?
I do. I am the self-appointed representative of all creatures here on Glimmer. They're scared you might be evil. Especially that one. And he points to Arissa. So I'm here to check you out.
Your mic literally cannot keep up with your voice. It's screeching.
Eutheritus is going to sort of look between him and Arissa, and then at everyone else, and then look back to him and go, and is there any reason they fear her and anyone else in this city?
Well, it's because she's the one they saw coming. And, evil's supposed to be coming with her, so that means you might be evil too. Sorry about that.
You mentioned paladins, so I presume you know that I would never lie on the oath of my god.
If you say so, fella.
Or we could even make it so that no one here can lie.
Oh, no, that'd be fun.
So, the therapist will cast Zone of Truth.
Nice.
On behalf of Arissa, I believe I should be saying
dispel
Zone of Truth. Zone of Truth.
Can I dispel that? Like for myself? Because, you know, but powerful being, massive secrets, universe, you know.
Sure you can. Hannibal can
Okay.
dispel it. You can dispel it on yourself. When you do, even if you do it without anyone else noticing, CockroachSquash will give you a very cheeky wink.
She will just raise an eyebrow at him.
Vitheritus will look at the wink, look at Hannah, and just shrug and goes, if I need anything from her, I'll just ask help.
Ah, the old divine intervention. Love it. So, who are you? What brings you here? How can we know you're not evil?
Because we're all amazing.
I believe you, fella, but you're gonna need to prove it.
I can do a looping. Well, not here because 10 foot and then invisible mashed potato, but I can do a looping.
He sort of scratches his head. Right, an invisible mashed potato, sure. Think you hit your head a bit too hard, fella. Never mind.
Well, what is it then when I fly up?
Far too much of that thing you call sugar in that mountain over there.
Oh no, you ain't looked at the mountain. Man, you're gonna be sore in the morning.
Woohoo!
That doesn't seem too new for him. But you asked how you could tell that we are not evil. I am a paladin of a good god. I serve a good god, and I believe that everyone here I am traveling with, by that one, he's going to point at Hannah,
And I will just smile at him.
is also serving a greater good cause of good.
Right, yes, and I believe you, but I can believe you're doing good, and yet your actions can still have evil consequences. I tell you what is it you're trying to do here? What brought you here? What do you want to achieve from being here?
Well, the water brought us here. We arrived in the ocean and swam to the closest land.
I just want the
Interesting.
baby to be born.
He'll give you another wink, Hannibal.
She will slightly wave her hand at him.
Right, so you got washed up along here, but alright, yeah, that sounds about right. So, what do you want to do while you're here? Why have you not just tried to leave? Tell us that.
Well, as that one says, and he points at Varric, well, you can see he's got wings. He tried to fly and slammed those invisible mashed potatoes he spoke about.
Yes, it was quite funny.
I do not know this mashed potato of which you speak, but I believe you. So, tell me, and he sort of leans forward with a very knowing look, you wouldn't happen to be looking for something, would you?
Well, a few things, actually.
Oh?
I'd prefer not to miss the ship because I don't want to die. And I'm looking for, well, actually, found a family. What else are we looking for? Oh, yes, we're looking
Varric,
for the shards.
Stop. Stop, Varric, stop.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shh, Varric, shh. She will place a finger on top of his, on his lips, like, shh. Look, there's sparkly.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, isn't it fun? Yes, go to the sparkly.
While that's going on, he'll look at the rest of you. So, is that a yes? You are looking for something?
Vitharitus is going to be face palming at both Hannibal and Varric right now.
Are you sure Zone of Truth was a good idea with Sugar-ish Vatic here?
You are talking to the person with 5 intelligence.
Dude, I did warn you.
That, at the same time, he's going to turn and look at this creature and go, we are indeed looking for something. We've been on a quest for, I don't actually know how long, since time a little bit skewed there. But our quest led us through some very strange places. So, honestly, I believe that something we're looking for may be here, but I cannot honestly tell you that it is.
He'll narrow his eyes, which are like bright lime green, and peer at you.
Your eyes are so pretty.
Thank you! I grew them myself.
Well done.
Hannibal will actually become a bit interested as he says this and look at his eyes with like,
Do not eat his eyes.
Vitharitus is going to mimic Varric perfectly there and repeat the same sentence.
I think
Whoa,
it's
whoa!
say
I
the
never said
exact
nothing
same
about
thing
anyone eating the eyes.
oh, phooey.
I mean, you've got plenty already. Look at ya. 1, 2, 3. Bloody hell.
Hannibal would just stop, like, breathing, moving, and just look at him. And suddenly appear in front of him and just... I'm sorry? You said 3 eyes?
Yeah. Look. 1, 2, and that funny one up there.
She will continue to stare at him and just smile.
Oh!
See,
He'll give her a
how
wink. Oh!
interesting.
No, I mean, I didn't see nothing. I was totally joking just then. She's only got 2 eyes. Perfectly normal human being, that one. Totally normal. Yep, totally normal.
I'm
Yes,
presuming
that's what
that
I thought you
Vitharitus
said.
Wait,
knows that that's full of...
Yep.
I think I would know if I had 3 eyes.
Yeah, totally. That must have been my mistake. Trick of the light or something. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the sparkles do get into all of these orifices. Yes, I know what I did.
Vitharitus is just going to look at the creature, and what can we do to prove that we are no threat to And he's going to gesture in the general direction of them. I'm not entirely certain what they are either.
Can I start hugging a tree to prove that I'm nice? Like, Varric will actually run up to a tree, hug it. See, I'm nice to nature.
Varric, as you go up to hug the tree actively takes 3 steps back from you.
Oh. Aww.
Oh, don't take it personally, fella. They just don't know if they can trust you yet. They've seen into the future, you see, and it doesn't look good, and it has something to do with that one. And he points at Orisa again.
Are you calling her evil?
As I said, I can neither confirm nor deny her outright evilness, but she may do something that may cause outright evil things to happen and occur. Therefore, we have to be distrustful of her and her adventuring party.
Oh, wait.
So Vitharchus is going to cross his arm and just go, she's got a twin.
Yes, it's the other her. Just like it was the other me, and it's all a bit confusing, but there's 2 of her. And only one of me now. I died. Or, well, the other me died.
Parallel universes and mirrors and spells and... You know how it goes with humans.
CockroachSquash sort of scratches his head and looks at you. Like, he knows you're telling the truth. He can tell this. But he's just like, well, that's just a little bit too convenient, really, isn't it? Oh, she's not the evil one. She's got a twin.
I understand how it looks, but
either way.
I understand how it looks, but like, would someone evil be traveling with a paladin?
You raise an interesting point. But
And also, look at her. Could someone evil be that pretty?
well,
And he's quickly slapping his hand across his mouth.
I've seen many evil creatures in my time, and they've been very pretty. Not to disparage her prettiness. We're getting off topic. So, it's lucky that you ask, how may you prove to us that you are not evil? Well, it turns out we have prepared just such a test for you, and I shall be your guide.
Does that
Chris is
test
just
apply
gonna
to me? My neutralness is not really my own to choose.
Vitharchus is just going to look at Annabelle and go, what we do, you do.
Fine, but it's a waste of time.
What games will we be playing, Mr. Crouch?
I'm pretty sure it's not a game, Barrett, but okay.
It's some sort of game. I mean, we're playing, and we're having fun, and we're laughing, and proving that we're the good guys. I mean, it's just a game, and we'll just, like, prove
You'd
it.
be surprised how many games have actually destroyed things. But sure, it's a game.
Yes, but this game will not destroy things because we're the good guys. That's why he said you
yourself,
do
you're the
what
good
we
guys.
do. Because you are the least good guy here.
Hey, if you wanted me to be a good person, you should have said it in your contract.
I didn't even know you gave me a contract. You
Exactly,
forced
it's
it
not
on
my
me.
fault.
Technically, it is only your fault.
I'm not the one who made the contract.
I'm gonna punch her in the shoulder, but like not for full damage, just more like pushing her away.
Meanwhile, the paladin is praying to Helm for patience. You get a voice back for Theritas that says, I am afraid there are some things I cannot help you with.
Vitharchus is just going to, like, mentally shrug and go,
Meanwhile, the gnome Apricity is rolling her eyes and also considering praying. CockroachSquash will lean into you two and go, I get the feeling this could go on for some time. Well, would you like to follow me and I'll lead you to your test of whether you are evil or good, saintly creatures?
Ooh, yes.
As he says that, he does like little devil horns for evil, and he like puts his hands up for praying and does little fluttery eyelashes for good.
At least
Well,
you
which
don't
is
have
going
a
to
halo, I would have to punch you for that.
the paladin looks somewhat confused because he is both.
Will there be food? I'm
Derek,
hungry.
no.
I can neither confirm nor deny whether they will be food.
Is there any food that you particularly like, Mr. Cockroach?
I'm quite fond of slime.
Ooh, what's slime?
It's green and icky, and it tastes like cockroaches.
I've never had cockroaches, but wait, aren't you Mr. Cockroach? So it tastes like you?
He like reaches out and pats you on the shoulder, Varric, and goes, "It's just a name, fella, not literal."
Oh, sorry.
How long does the effect
Blue
of
squirrel.
these sugars last? Exactly.
How much did he have?
Well, at least half his, around his size in weight.
Half his body weight, huh? Nah,
Yes.
he's gonna be pretty hyper for the next couple of hours. Enjoy!
Woo! Look, I found you a pebble. And I'm going to hand the pebble to Ishlia.
Who has currently been sort of hiding behind Veritas a little bit, sort of like, new people, new things, scared. But she does take the pebble from you. Oh, thank you.
Are you scared? Because if you are, we will protect you. I mean, he promised, and if he promises a thing, he has to make it true. And I mean, I promised it, and I keep all my promises.
Thank you, Varric. Just a tiny little afraid. It's all a bit new to me, you see.
Here's some marshmallow. Food always helps me calm down.
Oh, thank you.
Hannibal just stared her side wide and still kind of wants to open her brain and see how she's working, but she's refraining from doing so.
Catharsis is just going to like hold her hand up gently towards his ear and remind her, that's what's got him hyper, just keep that in mind.
She smiles at you. Well, hyper is probably preferable to absolutely terrified.
Yay, we can be hyper together! Ooh, look, this is a nice twig.
I don't think I could ever achieve your levels of hyper, Varric, but I'll try.
Don't.
Are we going then? Good lord!
I believe we need to get moving.
Right,
Yes, this is very normal for this group.
come on then, you lot, let's go. Don't worry, everyone, I've got him. And he sort of like waves at the eyes in the trees. And Apricity, you see the pink eyes have moved to another tree trunk, and they follow you as you walk, sort of disappearing and reappearing inside different trees as you're going along.
Are these trees sentient, or are just some creatures living inside of them making them move?
It's a good question, Hannibal.
She's actually asking Mr. Cockroach.
He like looks over and winks at you again and says, "Spoilers."
Ah, yes, must avoid the spoilers.
Well, you see,
Nothing very.
if it turns out that you really are evil, then I'm afraid that will be the very last thing you ever do, is turn out to be evil. You won't get to see any of the creatures at all, and you will perish in your evil-doing ways. But if you turn out to be alright, then sure, you can come meet the family.
I'd love to meet them.
So, are you all going to follow the crazy Beetlejuice guy?
Catharsis is going to follow.
Okay.
I'm going to follow him.
Sure, if everyone else is going, Christy's just gonna again roll her eyes and be like,
I'm going to offer a Pristia ride again on the back.
I'm fine walking for now. Thanks, Barrett. That's really kind of you.
Are you sure we can do loopings? Oh wait, no, not here. We can do corkscrews. They're slightly less high.
I mean, sure, why the hell not? Okay.
So, you guys follow the crazy man, and he leads you through the last sections of trees and out onto another glittering beach. Arissa will make a noise as she walks out, like, ooh! And if you guys ask, she'll just say it's covered in dust. There's dust everywhere. As you get to the beach, you see that there is a large shipwreck just off the shore, sitting in the shallows. And Varric, you're going to try and do some flying tricks, but carefully, because you don't want to lose or harm Felicity. Good idea. Good plans. Now, I do have a picture for you somewhere, but it appears to have disappeared. So you'll just have to imagine the shipwreck for now. So, yes, you get onto the glittering beach and you can see a shipwreck. It's quite large. Think Pirates of the Caribbean, proper old school ship. But one of the sides has come crashing in. One of the main sails has come down. They're all tattered and torn. Rigging has fallen. And it's sort of leaning over slightly to one side. It's got a bit of a lilt. And Cockroach starts wading out into the shallows. And he sort of gestures you all, come on then!
Pitharatus is just going to shrug and...
Yay! And I'm going to fly after him.
With me going, ah!
Alright. He leads you all the way through the shallows, probably only about as deep as your knees. So, Pricity, at this point, you're quite glad that you are on someone's back. You manage to do some flying tricks very carefully and avoid throwing the gnome into the water once again. She would not be amused about that. The water is quite warm, though, so those of you who are wading through it, which I believe is pretty much only Vitheritas and Eastleigh at this point, because everyone else is either on a magic carpet, hovering, or on a mount. But it is quite warm. And you guys wade out, and he takes you right the way to the side of this ship. And he grabs a hold of an old sort of dangling rope that's hanging off the side of the ship. He gives it a tug. Some little pieces of dust and frayed bits of rope sort of fall off the edge, but he pulls on it, seems satisfied, and he wraps it around his wrist and says, "Going up! Follow me!" And he starts to climb up the side of the ship.
Can I fly up? Like, besides the dog?
You can, yes.
Pitharatus is going to look at the ropes, look at his deer, and go, "Would you like to hold on to me and I'll do the heavy lifting?"
She nods and sort of isn't quite sure how to do it, so you sort of have to decide where you want her to put her arms.
He'll basically position her between him and the ship, and he's going to pull and drag himself up and pull her up on top of him, effectively.
Okay.
Kind of like the Batman, will climb up the thing with Robin, slightly up the same rope.
I like it.
And I'm just gonna float after them.
And Arissa, I assume, Hannibal, you could float her in the same way that you floated Varric?
Yep, bridal style. No, she wouldn't hover her in the air because if something happens to her, her magic could make her fall. So she's gonna have her in her arms while she floats. God, I've forgotten how gay those outfits were. My goodness, those shorts really don't leave anything.
My God, Robin, those shorts. Alrighty, so you get up onto the deck and you can hear creaking. And although most of the wooden planks are still there, some of them have rotted away a little bit. And the main mast is slowly swaying from side to side as you guys get on, as if it's a little unstable. Anyone who wants to, do a perception check.
Yeah. The paladin's going to be sussing this place out.
Is it a perception check for everyone or just for
Just anyone who wants to. Varric got a nat 1.
No.
I'll blame it on the
Varric
trigger.
is literally just bouncing on the spot, going.
We got that one. That's amazing.
Okay. Okay, so as you're looking around, everyone except Varric, who is totally distracted right now, you look around and you can see this ship is fairly old. Like, it's been here for at least 10 years, maybe. Started to rot away, covered in lots of barnacles. There's bits of seaweed growing in various places. It appears to have wrecked by hitting something. It hasn't quite broken in two, but lots of the planks are starting to split from that big hole in the side that has loads of water lapping through it. It's fairly impressive, quite a big ship, but again, it looks more piratical than it does maybe for sailors or anyone who was maybe part of a royal fleet or something noble. And you look around, and one thing that you all do notice is the wheel. The huge, large spoked steering wheel that's up right at the back of the ship. It's still there, a little bit splintered, and it looks as if it's been slightly jolted out of position, but lashed to it is a skeleton. And
Hi, skeleton.
you can see the skeleton is not quite all bone. There is still some flesh there, and it's got a tattered long coat and a huge captain's hat that's fallen down over one of the eyes of the skull.
The therapist is going to frown slightly. And look closely at how the just how it's bound to the wheel.
Do you want to go up and have an investigate?
Yep, he's going to go and investigate this thing.
Okay, do me an investigation.
That is freaking amazing. That will be a 14.
Okay. From what you can tell, the way it's bound, the way the ropes are tied, and how they're sitting, it looks as if whoever this was tied themselves to the wheel.
That's going to confuse him a bit.
It
After-
could be like at a party at the start.
Yeah.
Like when we first met.
He's going to look at it, ponder it, look at Varric and the others, look at the state of the ship, ponder it, and go, he tied himself there. That's about all I can tell.
Why on earth would someone want to tie themselves in front of the boat?
Islia
Well,
joins
because
in
they
and sort of
kept-
shudders.
Well, they do say captains go down with their ships. Maybe they took it literally.
The therapist looks at the captain and goes, there's doing your duty and then there is doing this.
It's very hypocritical of you, but okay.
Ooh, burn!
The therapist is just going to narrow his... I do not need to tie myself to my duty to do it.
Yes, but you would do it if he asked you to do it, wouldn't you?
I don't believe ropes will need to be taken to drag me anywhere.
Oh, not to drag you, but I see we're not on the same page. You go on.
Mr. Cockroach, sir,
Yes!
who is this? What happened?
That, I'm afraid, I cannot tell you, but, if you want to follow me down here... And he opens the door to a large cabin that's on the deck.
The Theratus is going to head on over.
Rosie, does this ship look anything familiar? Ship that I saw in that vision?
No. It's a similar style, but the figurehead is different and the structure is a little different.
Okay.
Bertie, are you sure this is a good idea?
Whether or not it's a good idea, I believe that we do need to have whatever on side if we want to hope.
Come on then, ain't got all day.
As Hannibal passes them, she also mutters, "Plus, I don't think you will be able to stand against him, so you might as well do as he says." And keeps going.
Alrighty, so who is going into the cabin?
Me.
The Theratus will be heading in first.
You guys kind of forced me to go, so I just go.
And Priscilla, were you going to?
Yeah, she'll go in last, kind of warily watching behind them and being very aware the whole time, because she's extremely suspicious.
Okay.
Varical semi-enthusiastically running directly after Verti.
Okay. You walk in and you see this, what looks like a captain's cabin. There's a huge, great double bed with like curtains around it in the far corner. There's a large desk. Things that have been thrown about in some sort of storm. A lot of things that have been damaged. The glass has come out of the front galley windows. It's got rich rugs on the ground, but again, they've all been sort of eaten away. It's some dripping stalactites growing from the ceiling. And you start to hear a faint sort of, not quite growl, more like a sort of a yelling noise that starts to get louder. And as you start to hear this, you hear two things happen almost at once. You hear Cockroach say, "And of course we'll be needing some hostages just in case." And you also hear the door to the cabin slam shut just behind you, and a huge something thrown against it from the outside. And you realise that the Theratus, Varric, Hannibal, and Apristi, you're the only ones inside the cabin. Everybody else is outside with Cockroach. And it's been an hour.
So wait, just sorry. Arisa is outside?
Arisa is outside. And I'm going to stop the recording here because it's been an hour and it may go funny.
Oh,
But I will join you back in a few moments.